What would you do if your company's operations were not running smoothly? You'd fix the cause of the problem, right? That is what most companies do. So why doesn't everyone fix the causes of their problems instead of trying to fix everything else first? This blog post will discuss the Fix Causes principle from the 16 principles of operations management that you can use in order to fix the most common causes of business problems and improve your operations management. Have you ever had a problem that wouldn't go away no matter what you did? It would return whether it was in another form or not. When dealing with complex or vital issues, you should be more careful. A good procedure for determining the source of a problem is to conduct an effective root cause analysis. You need to recognize what negative events have occurred, then look at the numerous complex systems that surround those issues, as well as key failure points in order to identify solutions. Finally, you must come up with answers to address those critical places or root causes. The technique of root cause analysis, which is a well-known and often employed approach, aims to figure out why the problem occurred in the first place. It employs a particular set of techniques and tools to discover the main cause of an issue. Six Sigma is a set of management tools developed by Motorola in the 1980s that are frequently, though not always, linked with root cause analysis. The objective of Six Sigma is to establish and strive for extremely high standards through a continual process of evaluation and improvement. The problem with many companies is that they spend so much energy and money firefighting on a daily basis, but fail to step back and understand the root of the issue. The problem here, much like a weed, if you cut the surface it will grow back. Therefore, you need to pull out the root. The goal of root cause analysis is to examine the relationships between systems and events. An action in one area might trigger another, which may be traced back to a previous event. By following these events back, you'll be able to identify where the problem began and how it progressed into the condition you're currently experiencing. There are three types of causes. 1. Physical causes. There was a tangible physical thing that went wrong, such as the engine stopping on a car. 2. Human causes. People did something incorrect or failed to do something that was required. Humans usually produce physical problems as a consequence of their actions. For example, no one connected a valve tightly enough in the engine. 3. Organization causes. A system, procedure, or policy that people use to make decisions or carry out their tasks is incorrect. For example, no one was responsible for quality control in the engine assembly, therefore everyone assumed someone else had tightened the valve. The RCA approach looks at all three types of causes. It entails examining the patterns of negative consequences, uncovering system flaws, and discovering which action caused the issue. This frequently entails that RCA uncovers more than one underlying cause. So, now let's discuss how you can perform root cause analysis within your company. 1. Determine the cause, problem. The first step is to find out which problems are most significant for your company. These are a few examples. Customers are increasingly less satisfied. High staff turnover. Decrease in sales. Inefficient operations, unresponsive employees, faulty equipment. Many business owners and managers are unaware of the full extent of waste and other difficulties in their operations. To locate trouble areas, you should do a Gemba walk. This is a thorough inspection of your plant or workplace, also known as a walkthrough. 2. Describe the problem in detail. Second, go into detail about the problem. It isn't enough to claim that your firm's issue is that consumers are dissatisfied. A better example would be clients are dissatisfied with lead times and client happiness has decreased by 15% over the previous year. It's critical to clearly identify the problem and the variables that are contributing to it. On the other hand, defining a problem should not be difficult. This phase is only to ensure that you're addressing the correct issue. Below are 6 questions that could help you describe your operational problems. 1. Does the problem happen all the time or sometimes? 2. When did the problem happen? 3. Where did the problem happen? 4. What processes, products or parts are involved? 5. Is there anything new that has happened recently? 6. Who should be made aware of this issue? Process mapping is required when a problem or situation involves several departments. This is a method for depicting the process from beginning to end, allowing you to see which procedures or parts of the company are most important in causing an issue. If your clients aren't satisfied with your longer lead times, you should figure out which aspect of your operation is to blame. You may discover that painting takes the most time during a process mapping session by looking at all of your department's processes together. You may use this area to focus efforts on a solution. Complex issues demand more in-depth analysis. In such situations, mapping not only aids the visualization of your procedures, but it can also help you pinpoint problem origins throughout your operational divisions, as well as the most effective remedies. 3. Start temporary countermeasures. You may find yourself in a position where you must act immediately to address an issue until you have the opportunity to implement a more comprehensive solution. An irritated client, for example, might be offered a refund or a discount while the problem is investigated. 4. Find the root cause. Finding the source of issues is critical in order to create effective solutions. The 5 whys technique, which involves asking why at least 5 times to track the problem back to its source, may be used to address a simple issue. 5. Propose solutions. When the reasons for the issue have been identified, involve your staff in brainstorming about solutions. Make sure to factor in how the answers will impact all areas of your company. Pareto analysis can help you analyze the causes that have the most influence on your business. According to the Pareto principle, 20% of events account for 80% of outcomes. This applies to both negative and positive results. It's possible to identify the negative 20% of each cause by assessing and grading the bad consequences of various circumstances. Then you can focus on those problems for positive change. In other words, Pareto analysis allows you to identify which problems truly matter and take action to address them. 6. Implement an action plan. Develop an action plan with your staff to put the solutions into practice. A timetable should be included in the strategy, as well as a list of initiatives and who is responsible for them. It should also contain key performance indicators to measure the impact of these changes on the company's bottom line. Solutions' effectiveness is contingent on how well you handle them with your employees. That's why putting up and continuously maintaining an action plan is essential. An action plan promotes a sense of ownership and duty among your staff. To identify possible problems before they occur, analyze your cause and effect processes to discover what changes are required for various systems. It's also critical that you predict the results of your plan so you can identify possible issues before they develop. 7. Check the results. It is critical to follow up with your staff to ensure that action items have been completed and that outcomes have been measured. Keep an eye on improvements as well, since this will show how your plan is working. If your lead time decreases and clients receive your product ahead of schedule, this might help you with customer satisfaction. If not, you might want to examine the procedure for additional causes or solutions. Around the world, corporations are identifying serious issues and preparing for success by utilizing methods like cause and effect analysis, Pareto analysis, and the 5 whys. Have you gone to the root of your issues in your business? Let us know what challenges you faced in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more weekly videos on consulting tips.